You are listening to East Texas Banner at easttexasbanner.com. I am sitting here with Chase Simmons. Chase, I appreciate you sitting down with us.
Thank you.
Just wanted to let you kind of air out your story. From what I understand, obviously you work at the United States Postal Service in Jasper.
Yes.
Okay. And what's your position there?
I'm a custodial.
Okay. All right. So what does a custodial do?
Mainly, I just keep the building clean, bathroom, such.
Okay.
All kinds of duties actually included with it, lawn care, things of that nature.
Okay. All right. So you had an incident, or allegedly had an incident, back, when was this?
August 30th.
On August 30th. Okay. Tell us a little bit about your incident with the postmaster.
So on August 30th, I get to work typically at 7 a.m. And I got to work, and one of the first things I always do is I go into the postmaster's office, kind of figure out what he wants personally, change, trash, things like that nature. He sat me down, he asked me, he said, "Hey, did you bring in these particular crab cages the day before?" I said, "Yeah, I did. I staged them." He goes, "Well, you forgot to put what is called a first in, first out sheet on it." I said, "You know what, you're right, I didn't do that." He goes, "They've been firing postmasters and stuff like this. If I get fired because of you coming to your home, it'll probably get bloody, and I'm probably going to jail."
Wow.
So I didn't say anything at the moment, just kind of kept it inside. It definitely was bubbling. Brought it up to my supervisor at the moment, and I told her, I said, this was said to me, this is how I feel about it, basically. And she was like, "Well, go to lunch, go take a break, kind of calm down." So I did. Now, while I'm on my break, I'm contemplating, how am I going to approach this situation? Do I need to go into his office with a recording going on and confront him about it? These things are going on in my mind. I get back, she brings me to the office, she sits me down, she goes, "Okay, well, I went and I was talking to him, and he was telling me about the crab cages, basically, and how she had failed to do something about it too and check those FIFO sheets. And from what I got from her, he said to her, "Well, I just got done raking Chase through the coals. Told him if I got fired, I'd be coming to his home and give it ugly." She told him at that moment, "Well, you can't say that to people. That's a threat, especially in the Postal Service. We all know what it means to work in the post office." And
right.
Yep. They have a zero tolerance for threats, certain harassments, especially inciting violence, things of that nature. So I told her, I was like, "Well, technically that makes you a witness. Would you mind, making a statement, and we'll bring this up to the people we need to bring it up to." So we brought it up to his boss, whom, I guess you could say manager at the time, don't really know his actual position. Sent him the statement a few days later, after I wrote it down, had it how I wanted it, sent him a statement, did an EEO file, got with the EAP so I could get some counseling from them.
What is the EAP?
It's, what am I thinking of? I have it written down here. Get to my notes, sorry. I don't have it, I just have EAP written down. It's basically, if you have issues, like in the Postal Service, if whether it's harassment, threats, or even if you have your own personal problems, maybe you feel sad or you have drug issues, you can call them and talk to them, and they kind of help with some counseling on that. And so That's basically what it is. And from that point on, we brought it to the threat assessment team. A little over a week later, got my statement, sent it to them, and we also got a hold of postal inspectors.
Okay.
And gave them a statement too. So we climbed the ladder the way we were supposed to, hitting all the right points. I even got with the union, the postal union at the time. Been working very close in hand with them. You know, and that's kind of where we were at that. So what we were thinking would happen is they would do some type of investigation. What we were thinking is they would separate us, whether that was putting him on paid leave, me on paid leave, something like that. I a couple times asked for paid administrative leave. I was not going to work while he was there. The days he was not there, I would go to work, which was only 1 day a week at that time. And what I noticed is nobody's really doing anything. You know, I talked to the postal inspectors, the officer that was on my case. And you know, when I first talked to him, we're not going to let anything happen to you. You know, well, how are you going to do that? Well, you know, there's no direct answer. Oh, hey, we're going to separate you guys. We're going to come in there. We're going to talk to him. We're going to talk to you. We're going to talk to other people who work there. Nothing like that. Nothing like that happened. I think they talked to him, and that's it. You know.
Has he actually, in your opinion, has he handled you like this before?
Postmaster? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've had several incidences with him. Starting like my second week, I mess up something, he got upset, and he throws a scanner into a cart. You know, he's so mad. Oh, and that was the first time I thought, you know, that was kind of weird, you know.
Sure.
Wrote it down on one of my little notepads, and I would take notes on certain things he did for a while, and it kind of would go away, and they'll come back up again. There was an incident back in March where he wasn't happy with the way I was cleaning things and started going around and, does this look clean? Does this look clean? Does this look clean? You know, very kind of a condescending manner. And I said that. I said, man, why do you have to be so condescending? That threw him up a little bit. And, you know, he brings me in his office and he starts doing what I call Steve-splaining. But he's basically explaining why he's right, why I'm wrong. And, you know, but I had a panic attack that night because I was just so frustrated with everything. Ended up going to the VA to talk to them, see what they could do. You know, I've had incidences where he'll act like he's going to kick me in the face. Oh, I bet you I could kick you in the face, and he does a kick, and it comes about right here to your face. You know, just inches.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, and then people will be like, why don't you like block or something like that? It's like, what? Why? Like, if he kicks me, he kicks me.
Right.
You know, there's nothing I can do about that. If he kicks me, he kicks me.
So this situation that happened, according to you, happened in at the end of August. Mm-hmm. He basically, from what I'm hearing, he threatened to come to your home. He said it would allegedly get bloody. Mm-hmm. And he would go to jail.
He'd probably go to jail. Yeah. That's how he phrased it. Yeah.
Wow. So he has, from what you're saying, you know, you're seeing a little bit of a history, and then now it's kind of escalated to this situation, and you've gone up the channels of inside the US Postal Service. You've gone up your channels. And you talk to your union, okay? So what's our objective with sharing this with the public?
I want to hold them accountable.
Who?
I want to hold anybody above that should be doing it. Threat assessment team.
With the US Postal Service?
With the US Postal Service. We're talking about labor relations. You know, while I'm talking to them, I call postal inspector. I say, you know, where are we on this after a little over a week and a half? He goes, right. Well, you know, it's up to labor relations at this point. You know, so I call labor relations, talk to them. Well, you know, it's really up to the postal inspectors at this point. Okay. So who is really in charge of it? And why is there nothing really being done about it? You know, okay, so you talk to him, He gives you one version. You keep telling me there's indiscrepancies between statements. I don't know the supervisor's statement. I haven't seen it.
Right.
You know, we've requested that information through the union. That was over a couple weeks ago. They still haven't gotten it to my union representative. You know, just...
So, did you do anything from a legal standpoint?
Yes.
What'd you do?
I went and I filed a police report on him.
Okay.
With the Jasper Police Department on September 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a case number, I have a detective and everything.
So what's come of that at this point?
Well, the last time I talked to him was last week. I did have some personal family issues come up last week, a death in the family, so I took time to focus on that. He did say that he talked to the postal inspector. He did say that he also talked to the postmaster, Stephen McDuffie. Basically, Stephen had told him what I kind of heard from other things that, oh, well, you know, we were laughing and cutting up that morning, and all I said was I'd be coming by his home while waving and laughing. You know, I think basically saying if I got fired, he'd come to my home waving and laughing, but we weren't talking about me getting fired. We're talking about him getting fired. That was his discussion at the moment. Plus, why are you talking about coming to my home in the first place? You know?
Sure.
When you talk, all these times he's talked about, I just want to punch you in the face sometimes, you know, and all these things, it was always just directed towards me. Yeah, I'd get butthurt. I would, you know, bitch and complain about it at times, but I just would kind of brush off. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I would. I'd brush it off. But the second he brings my home into it, we're talking my girl, we're talking my kids.
Right.
That involves them.
Sure.
That's where the line is crossed.
Gotcha. So you want this to help hold the US Postal Service accountable.
Absolutely. It's a problem.
For their zero tolerance policies, but they're 30 days beyond the incident and nothing has actually been done.
Nothing has been done. And it's a problem. There are statistics out there. There are papers. AWPU has a whole paper on it. No accountability for zero tolerance.
Right.
You know, it's all over the nation. You can read about it. So I'm just another statistic in this. But you know what? I'm going to fight back because they talk about holding themselves accountable, holding these people accountable. Why aren't they doing it? Right. So if you're not going to do it, well, then I'm going to do it.
Right. Well, Chase, I appreciate you sitting down with me. Any last things that you'd like to say?
Yeah, you know, if you're out there and you work for the Postal Service, be it in Jasper, be it anywhere near here, Lufkin, Nacogdoches, any of them at all. And I'm not saying anybody there does these things, but if they do something about it. Bring it to the union. Bring it to somebody. Let them know. You know, don't just let it slide because it's becoming an issue. And the more we don't do anything about it, the more we don't go out there and voice ourselves and don't be afraid of it. Just go for it. We can make a difference. We can make a change. There's more of us than them in this instance, I guarantee you.
All right, Chase, I appreciate you sitting down with us. Obviously, everything that you said is considered allegations at this point. And, you know, we would just have to see how things work out in the wash. But we'll help you get your message out.